The leaves are changing color, falling off the trees.
I was going to say, I think they're still blue.
And we are getting ready for hockey in Cascadia. Welcome to Cascadia Hockey, brought to you by Buried Puck Threads. My name is Corey Gaston, your host as always. And with me today are my two bestest hockey buddies. One, Mr. Aaron Piper.
Yes.
Also in goal on the Zamboni, Kyle Hutzenstein.
Oh, hi. I
That
didn't see you
snuck
there.
up on you there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
You're busy over there playing NHL 94.
It's not even that. It's just ice hockey. Like,
It's not even like Blades of Steel.
no, it's like the first time somebody thought, hey, let's make a hockey game.
Oh, I know exactly
Yeah,
which one you're talking about.
It's the old one. It's old.
That's fantastic.
And I'm not good at it at all.
How's everybody out there in podcast land doing? We are doing fantastic. Getting
Yes,
ready.
we are.
Preseason is almost over.
Dude, this is the last recording that we're going to do in preseason for the Western Hockey League.
Ooh.
Saturday
Night, opening night, or home opener.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think the Friday night there's actually a game somewhere. I think Prince Albert or something like that. But this is the last preseason. Dude, that's a lot of bananas you're moving around over there.
Bananas.
Can you turn mine up too?
Kicking up some levels.
Which one's yours?
Actually, that might be it. That one I think is
Oh.
mine.
I always forget which one's mine.
Here, I just
There you
boosted
go.
us a little bit
Yeah.
too. So
Check. There
we
we
didn't
go.
do a lot of
Sound levels.
pre-roll
Yeah.
levels.
So, the banana trophies are actually, we give them to the guests of the AU Radio podcast. I don't, but it all started because downstairs our rewards program, anytime you do something above and beyond, I give you a banana sticker, like straight up kindergarten style.
That's awesome.
And you collect the banana stickers and you get anything from an extra paid day off.
Oh, wow.
Gift certificates for the store, all kinds of
Beautiful.
stuff. Just cool employee incentives. And it became a running gag on the other podcast where we'd be talking about something and I'd be like, oh, banana sticker. Just because you did something.
Yeah.
Like you took it to the next level.
Yeah.
And, like you nailed that quantum leap joke or something. And, so Donnie found these online and ordered, like 30,000 of them for $1. So we've got banana trophies that we give to each of the guests when they come on. And here's your banana trophy for coming on. And it's so funny because I get comments from people who have been guests on the show that are like, "What? I didn't get a banana trophy." I was like, "Well, you came on after we started doing it, man. You have to come on again."
That's funny. So
So I went to a hockey game thanks to Aaron on Saturday.
And you
Yes, you
didn't even
did.
say hi to me.
You know what?
he didn't say hi to anybody.
I didn't say hi to anybody, mostly because I had to.
I don't have feelings. It's cool.
Well,
You're fine. You're fine.
we know. That's why you didn't say hi to you.
I was about to make some horrible joke, and I didn't. I'm kind of proud of myself.
Give him a banana. Give him a banana. He gets a banana.
I should have
award.
got that for the tin dick joke last time. Mine goes to 11. That's the joke I wanted to make. So anyway, I go to the game. I took the boys. Kincaid is getting a really good grasp on the game.
Yeah.
So he was into it. Cash was kind of.
Cash was like, "Can I get cotton candy?"
Yeah, he was first off pissed that I didn't get him a popcorn bucket
Oh.
that the ones that come in the little plastic helmet.
And you can use them all year,
Well, I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
no, he wears them at home.
and they break.
He takes them home and plays hockey in them in the backyard.
Yeah.
And most of the time I wash them first. Other times his head smells amazing.
That's like salt and fake butter.
You go to hug your son. You're like, garlic butter.
Yeah,
I suddenly want a bowl of popcorn.
I want to watch a movie. So, anyway, I'm gonna say I kind of felt bad for you because you were down in the suicide box.
Don't ever feel bad for me being in the suicide
Oh no.
box.
But it was perhaps the most boring period of hockey I've ever watched.
Except for
Except for what you got was stellar.
Now, I'm not
It's stellar.
I'm
But
not going to repeat. I usually don't share outside of like friend circles what I hear on the bench because there's some really, really fun stuff that happens down there.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Oh,
But you're right. As far as scoring and all that goes,
Well, I mean, just gameplay.
yeah.
Like
It was back and forth. They were feeling each other out.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody was skating with very much intensity. And
Were you talking the first period?
Yeah, the first period
Yeah.
was super weak, in my opinion.
And the Adams were killing penalties the whole period.
Oh yeah. It's good to see that officiating has not improved at all.
No.
It's fantastic. I'm glad to see that we have a strong tradition of shitty refereeing.
Well, we're in the U.S. division. We get the worst of the worst most of the time. So
I hope those guys listen.
Yeah, I hope so too. I know.
I love Fleming.
Fleming's a good guy. There is a linesman in the league whose brother is a big follower of ours, so he might know who we're talking about.
Well, and again, so it's nothing against the dudes personally. They could be excellent guys.
Fleming is a great guy.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, and
he does our beer league games too, and he's fantastic. Like nobody ever complains about him either.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
Like like a bunch of drunk dudes playing hockey, way past our prime,
Yeah.
and
As it should be.
a lot of people complain about the other referees, but I never hear anybody complain about Fleming.
Yeah.
Like he's always just got like the most straightforward calls. Like he's nobody really fucks with him.
Right.
It's great.
I just, man, it's been a hard road the past few years.
Yeah.
Watching some incredibly bad calls be made, and I'm really not here to grandstand and bitch or complain. It's just an observation.
Well, and here's the thing.
and it's not just against us. Even at home, I've
No.
seen very bad calls be made in our favor.
You always got to remember, and this is the thing I keep putting through my head, is it's a developmental league across the board.
Yeah.
For
Oh, yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
for the refs, for the players, and
It's
like
hard to
watching
remember
high
that,
school.
too.
My kid, played high school football for 4 years, and the parents that are up yelling at these referees. I was a victim, or not a victim. Yeah, I was the victim. I
another
did that the
victim.
first year when he started. The first year, I was tweeting to the league and all this shit, and it was like. It finally hit me when I saw a parent get up and like almost bum rush the sidelines. And I'm like, is that what I look like?
You're like, I've become a prick.
Yeah,
I'm one of them.
And I stopped, and the bad thing was I got my in-laws to start doing it.
Yeah.
And then I got quiet, and they're like, "Why aren't you, throwing a fit about it and all this kind of stuff?" And I'm like, "It's high school football, man.
Yeah.
These guys, the referees volunteer their time to do this." Got to give them a break. There's going to be
Right.
bad calls, and as our broadcaster for the Americans has said to me many times, it's a cycle. You're going to get bad calls.
Yeah.
If you pay attention, the other team's going to get bad calls.
Well,
it
that's
all equals
exactly-
out at
that's
the end
exactly
of the day.
what I was
but
saying.
I know where you're going. It's frustrating
It's
sometimes.
super frustrating, especially when the crowd erupts like just
The AMS crowd is brutal, dude.
they are
Yeah.
not nice.
This was
Yeah.
preseason that counted for shit.
yeah.
And Section N was going off.
Yep.
I'm like, there's an awfully lot of referees in the stands tonight. What is going on?
AMS fans are brutal, man.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well, dude, who were we playing when they unraveled that huge banner of the ref with his head up his own ass?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah,
It
well,
took up like
I saw it, too.
almost an entire section. That thing was huge.
You're talking here recently?
That was a couple seasons ago,
Yeah.
I think, that I saw it.
I don't know the
I've seen
full
it. I've seen it
story.
once.
Some local dude created that like a long time ago, and they had like pins made and shirts made and flags made and all
I've
this
seen
stuff.
shirts. I've
Yeah.
seen shirts recently, like
Yeah.
as of like last week.
Little coins or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I kind of want one.
Reach out to the office. I'm pretty sure they still have some there.
That's pretty fantastic. So lot going on, but really just anticipation.
Yeah,
It's
build
been
up.
good. I renewed my NHL.TV.
Yeah, so,
So I've been watching.
so
Did you get it?
Yeah.
I forgot. My wife, we woke up one morning, my wife's like, why is there a $140 charge for NHL TV on our account? I'm like, oh, that renewed today? Merry Christmas to me.
Sorry.
No, but it's been fun because I've been watching preseason, watched the Golden Knights game. I watched a little
Nice.
bit of the Pittsburgh Buffalo game last night. And
Saw-
Buffalo, man. Buffalo's got a bright future. ahead
Oh,
of
yeah.
them. Those
I-
boys
I
are
Reinhardt
agree.
just re-signed too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he? Well, and Darlene, you could tell he's 18, but he looked really good out there. Eichel's going to take his game to a whole nother level, and they beat Pittsburgh, so that was a good thing. Watched Carter Hart the other day with the Flyers, 3-1 win over the Islanders, and I thought this was kind of funny. NBC Sports Philadelphia tweeted out a poll of like 4 questions. What are you most excited about for the season? And one of the questions was the emergence of Carter Hart, and that was like 50% of the votes was for the emergence of Carter Hart. And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
okay, calm down, Philly fans, calm down. And I'm a Philly fan, but I'm like, guys, it's gonna take a while for him.
Yeah.
Can I drop the? Well, I mean, you can edit it out if you don't want me to say it, but can I drop the fact that you showed us the video already?
The game opener.
Yeah. Like I said, you could take that out.
Yeah.
Okay. I was okay.
Actually, no, fuck it.
The reason I bring it up is because you had showed me the Phillies opener,
Yeah,
or the Flyers,
yeah.
and
You feel like it kind of matched that feeling?
It really did have the same feeling to
Good,
it.
that's what I was going for.
And-
There's some
and-
tweaking left on it.
And
but-
I thought so. And it's really, I just wanted to pay you a compliment
Thank
and
you.
say that
Thank you.
it came out really, really dope. And anybody who's listening, you guys are in store for a great home opener video
Yeah.
this Saturday.
I think so. Yeah, if you're at the game Saturday, the game opener, which is my second season doing it, I love. 5 years ago when I started doing the videos, I said I want to do the game opener one day, and I've been fortunate. This is the second year, and I'm really happy with this.
Dude, I'm proud as shit of you.
Thanks, man.
It looks really, really good.
I agree.
I think it's
Thanks.
really, really cool. And Barry Puck going to have stuff for the home opener?
So not for the home opener. We placed the order. The printing and all that takes a little bit of time, obviously, but we're excited. We've got if you're on our Instagram feed, especially in Facebook, and I think the picture was on Twitter as well, but we've got the 509 Hockey Club shirts coming, which we're really, really excited about.
I can't wait to rock that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be. I told my printer because you pay for it, you send the designs and all that down there, and I told my printer, I said, look, you know me, I'm really patient, but this design I'm really, really stoked for. So please let me bug you from time to time. And he was cool. He emailed me back. He's like, you don't bug me. It's business, man. You need to know when your shit's going to be done. So, but they should be in within a week or two. What we're trying to do with that, and I've touched on it, but I'm just going to take a couple minutes here. Buried Puck Threads is really all about a grassroots level thing. And I think it was one of your buddies that reached out on Facebook or something. He said, I love what you guys are doing. It feels very grassroots and very community oriented. And that was probably the biggest compliment I've got about
Absolutely,
Buried
yeah.
Puck Threads. That's what we're
I
trying
want
to
to
do.
say I think I know who it was, but I'm not. Nobody's mentioned it to me. I know somebody approached me about the shirts.
Yeah.
and I directed them to the website.
Cool.
So
Cool.
Just about any time somebody gets what you're trying to do without you explicitly telling them, then you know you're on the right track.
yeah,
And that's amazing. I mean, we've had conversations how we want to start, doing things away from the rink in the community, supporting local here, and just pulling the hockey community together and growing that hockey community. And we're not the biggest market here. And I've had a couple people say to me, well, why are you starting with Tri-City shirts? Why not do Seattle or Everett or Portland? And I'm like, those are coming. We're going to do those because we support hockey. We support the U.S. division is great, man. I love how close we are to everybody. It's so easy to travel around. Fans know fans from other teams and all that kind of stuff. But we started with Tri-City because one of the things that we believe in is support local hockey at every level.
Yep.
We were talking, Kyle, you play beer league, and I love those guys, man. We're following the Rebels and all those guys
the
on
elite
social
league,
media.
of course. No,
Yeah, the elite league.
yeah,
But that's what it's all about. The grassroots level hockey for love of the game.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I had a friend of mine that had seen a beer league game for the first time, and they weren't very impressed. And I was like, "You're not going to see like an NHL or a WHL game. Like it's just people that love the game,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's great exercise. It's a great there is a form of camaraderie within the locker room of each team.
Sure.
And every team is different. And in our league here, you get redrafted like every session. So 4 times a year, you could be on 4 different teams.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a huge fan of, but at the same time, it gets you kind of like around and you meet people, and it's really cool. Like the hockey community here is awesome. Within, like the parents, the fans, the coaches, all that, like, I've really, really enjoyed like how kind of tight knit the hockey community is here versus other places I've played. So like when I lived in Tacoma, I didn't like it. I didn't like playing there at all. Like I just didn't enjoy it. It was weird. Like that was the first time I didn't enjoy playing hockey.
Wow.
And
Get your shit together, Tacoma.
well, and I think what it was.
That statement applies all across the board.
It does. You're still working on I-5? Shit. God, I hate driving through Tacoma.
Dude, they will never be
They'll
done
never
with
finish it.
I-5.
They'll
They'll
never
finish it, and then they'll bring a truck out there and fuck it up and start over. That's what
No,
do.
they'll finish that, and then they'll work somewhere else on I-5.
Right.
Anyway.
That and Snoqualmie Pass will never be done.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, we'll be here all day talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
How do we're so
traffic-
fucking old, we always end up talking about traffic.
And the weather through I-90
goodness.
Snoqualmie Pass today is partly cloudy, and there's construction. Watch out for the blast.
And that's all we're going to talk about, like
That's
over
it.
coffee. Like we're just like, did you guys see over over it. And, like, we're not even driving through it. We're like, did you guys go through Snoqualmie? If you hear about Snoqualmie, it's pretty bad.
Oh my God! Yeah,
we're 180-foot snowbanks. And
oh my goodness! God. You hear Phyllis? She spun out.
I do have a cool. I'm going to tell that past story later. I've got a cool one though. It's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, move on.
But yeah, so. Yeah, I enjoy playing beer league here. Like it's a lot of fun. Like granted, it's not anything I would invite people to watch for entertainment value. I
was going to say beer league doesn't play for the fans.
No.
If you're doing that, if you're watching a beer league game, typically it's either because you really want to watch hockey or your homies playing.
Yeah,
like I'd come watch you play. And just
I would say a tournament. Yeah. Otherwise, bring a book.
Right.
I mean, that's fair. Or beer.
Yeah.
There's always beer in the locker room. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So literally, that's why it's called beer league. I mean, but that's like, that's the whole thing of it, though. Is it's definitely like a fun community thing, and that really helps fuel like the hockey here because like a lot of the people I play beer league with, I always see it in the concourse at AMS games or just sitting nearby where I sit. So it's always really fun. So I think, this season I'm with Iron Horse Brewery, and they're a lot of fun to play with. Cool. Every session, it's always a lot of fun. It's always been between like them and the Rebels, and I think I've put in more time with Iron Horse at this point. But when we go on tournaments, Iron Horse hooks us up. Yeah, I'm not talking like.
Isn't Iron Horse based in Ellensburg?
It is based in Ellensburg, but they have an Ellensburg team, I think a Yakima team, and then us.
That's awesome.
And we go on tournaments. They will send so much beer, so much beer. I'm talking like when I say a truckload, I literally mean you will open somebody's tailgate and it's just nothing but like 6-packs, like just filling it. And you look and you're like, I'm gonna get so destroyed this weekend.
Is that what you keep in the bottle that you keep on the back of the net, just pouring beer through
I can't do it. I cannot. I can't drink while I'm playing.
No,
I can do before the game, and then like one, and then like after the game, I'll do a couple more. But like, no, I haven't thrown up on the ice. I know what throw up looks like on the ice, and I don't plan to ever get to that point. So
yeah, throw up on the ice congeals really, really quickly.
Plus, as a goalie, like. I feel like I need to like be a little bit there, Yeah.
I've
seen some people. That's the thing. Like I've seen some people.
There were 3 pucks. I tried to stop one of them.
Some people.
Kyle's motto. I'm Kyle. I'm a goalie. I'm kind of there.
I'm kind of there. I'm in the. I'm physically there. No, I've seen some goalies that like during tournaments they will just get completely smashed.
Wow.
And they can't even like get their own skates on. Like that's embarrassing. That's really bad.
At that point, dude, what's the point of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't mean to be judgmental, but
no,
really,
I am.
The
last summer freeze, I saw a guy try to like bring his beer to his mouth and just kind of like poured it all over himself.
So he's got a drinking problem. Like from I've got a bit of a drinking problem over the shoulder.
It can't get into his face. That was his problem.
That's a problem.
It was bad. It was pretty. I felt embarrassed for him. I was like, dude, just go home.
Yeah,
you're
at
done.
that point,
you're not playing hockey at this point. You're not going to remember it.
That's funny.
We're going back to just community in general, like we were talking about. It's not. We are trying to build community here
for sure,
but we're trying to build community within the game. Period. Like anybody who gets a hold of this, we know all beard, no teeth.
All beard, no teeth.
He's out of Ireland.
Out of Ireland, yeah. He's in Dublin, I believe.
Yeah, and hey, shout out to him. And
he just launched a new website, so check it out.
Yep, and he's been a big supporter of ours so far, and a big fan, and he's part of the community.
Yep,
and so it's grassroots, but it's global, and that to me is impressive. Like it's really going gangbusters, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So
I sent him a care package. It only took 2 weeks to get to Ireland, so that was great.
Did you send it by Sherpa?
Oh God, I felt like I'm thinking like they're sending it across on Steamliner at one point, but he got it. It
was actually the thing Rose is on top of when Jack sinks into the water.
Exactly.
That's right. I made a fucking Titanic joke. What are you gonna do?
They shipped it on Rose's door. And it floated across the Atlantic.
Sorry, it was a little waterlogged when it arrived.
Okay, so real quick, I got to talk about this just because it made me think of it, and I brought up Titanic.
Yeah.
Did you know that Neil deGrasse Tyson in 1997, when that movie came out, wrote a letter to James Cameron and was like, yo, just so you know, the constellations in the background as the ship is sinking are incorrect. Those aren't the constellations that would be in the North Atlantic sky at that time of year.
Okay.
So 2 years ago, he released a 3D updated version of the movie.
Oh, my God.
And he fucking fixed it. That's a professional.
Wow. Wow.
I'm impressed.
I am too.
And
That's a lot of effort.
I'm almost disappointed at the same time. Like,
What, I could just write you a letter and you'll change anything?
Well, I mean, Tyson, you know,
Yeah.
and this was before anybody really knew who he was. He wasn't the rock star of physics that he
Right.
is now.
yeah,
Right.
You know, and I understand I've completely digressed, but
No,
I
it's
just
fine.
think that's a cool story.
I laughed at that movie with my girlfriend at the time, and I got punched in the arm for it. I laughed at the part where she pried his hand off of hers at the end, and I was like,
funny.
she's crying, and then my buddy and I are like, and I got punched in the arm for it. So, and I was 17 at the time. So,
Speaking about the door, because this is a podcast about the Titanic. Did you see that meme about somebody saying that, like, you know, like during the hurricane, they were like, anything's a flotation device, even a door. Rose. and multiple people could fit on it. Rose.
that's funny.
My favorite thing, and like just again because we're off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
The digression. Let's talk about how the fact that this hurricane that
Yeah.
hit Carolinas
Yep.
was a Category 5 hurricane.
At one
By
point.
the time it made land, it was a Category 1 storm.
Yeah. I think it might have been
But they
low
were
2.
still reporting on it like it was a Category 5.
Okay. So did you guys see the video of the weather guy that was like trying to brace himself, and then two people casually stroll behind him like there's no wind blowing? Yep. Here's the thing. That whole area, that's where I grew up at. That's Virginia, North Carolina. It's funny because Virginia, like the day they said Category 4 headed straight our way, everybody went to the stores, bought everything. And then like a day later, they're like, just kidding, it's going south.
Yep.
So the buddy of mine's like, keep all your receipts and just return it all. It'll be fine. I've gone through a lot of hurricanes out there. They're no joke. You know, if you're on the outer banks of North Carolina, Cape Hatteras, I used to go surfing down there a lot. If there's a hurricane coming your way, Hatteras is going to get hit. It's going to be underwater. The highest point on Cape Hatteras is like 6 feet above sea level. Right. So it's going to be bad. But it was funny to watch some of these people that just want to sensationalize everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right. The danger they were in wasn't really because of the hurricane itself. It was all the rain that the thing dumped for days afterwards. I saw some pictures of my old stomping grounds that were all underwater and everything.
So my favorite, everybody was passing around that meme of the reporter.
Oh, God.
Who's leaning into the wind and those two guys just walking. But my favorite thing that I saw was somebody snapped a picture of this grocery store wall and like the cooler.
I know where you're going.
And this is completely wiped out. There's like maybe a package of hot dogs on all of the shelves. Everything's gone. Everything on this side, completely gone. Right in the middle, all the vegan soy stuff, completely fully stocked. You're in danger of having zero supplies and being stranded, and everybody's like, I ain't eating that shit.
That wouldn't even get looted.
Yeah, no.
No.
It was fantastic.
No. That was, did you post that?
Yeah.
I thought that's where I saw that picture. I laughed my head off at that because it's so true. It's so true.
Oh, funny stuff.
Breaking news, you just showed me Nolan Volkin has been named the captain of the Seattle Thunderbirds.
Yep.
All right, good job.
That's the thing. So
He's got some big shoes to fill.
Ooh.
congratulations to him.
Yeah, he's I believe he's one of their 20-year-olds this year. And then I got to say, Remmer, as wearing the C right now for the M's, he's a good captain. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Sticks up for his teams. Good on the ice. Good off the ice.
So I gotta ask, and this is a personal opinion thing, and if you don't feel like editorializing, then that's completely understandable.
Okay.
You've been down on the bench.
Yeah.
For the past few seasons.
Yep.
You've been down on the bench predominantly for Mike's tenure.
Yes.
What was it like being down there with the new coach?
So I was really impressed. I don't know if I mentioned to you or not, but I know I talked to Kyle a little bit about this. First off, Kelly Buchberger has got a resume that's super impressive. I just learned that the guy was captain of the Oilers for like 5 years, 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Back in the early 90s. The guy knows how to win. He's got 2 Stanley Cups. There is a difference. In fact, there's a difference in style of play as well. Mike, man, I love Mike. Mike was a great guy. We had a good working relationship. Gave me pretty much full access to what I needed. But Mike was, from what I saw, Mike was pretty quiet with the players on the bench. He kind of let them coach themselves. If the refs needed a little direction, he would make sure to give the refs a little direction. The first night, one of the games during the tournament that I was down there, the first thing I recognized was how the new coach came out immediately up and down the bench, encouraging. Let's go, boys. Let's get him corner. Let's get him Remmer. You guys got this, to everyone before the game started. Very vocal. Never once heard him yell at the ref at all, talking to his boys. And I was down there for that Portland game, the 11-8 game. A lot of goals scored against. Never once did I hear any anger or any frustration. All I heard was, it's cool. Here's what you need to change. Just tweak this and you'll be fine. You did great. Your effort out there was awesome. He seems to be very much a player's coach.
Oh, wow.
Which I think is great. Nice guy. Preseason, all I was hearing, or during camp and leading up to, the only word I was hearing was intense.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I got the feeling that was a negative connotation, intense. But talking to one of our mutual people with the team the other night, he said to me, Kelly's good for this. He runs practices like an NHL practice. He runs games like an NHL game on the bench.
Nice.
He's teaching these kids more than just where they're at the junior level right now.
He's definitely working on their skating too.
Oh, okay, and so this is what I'm talking about with the system. Former coach loved to take things up the middle, and if you guys noticed, I mean, there's not if you have a team that's built for that, if you have the talent to do that, that's great. But how many times would teams just clog the neutral zone? New system is the wings. Watch it. The new system, when you go through the neutral zone, is now up the wing.
Well,
it's a more conservative style of play. But that's where the talent. And you're right, skating. I don't know how many times the last 3 or 4 seasons I said, why the hell are they not skating? Skate, skate, skate.
Yep.
Move your feet.
Yep.
I love
This year
the
they're
AMs.
moving their feet.
I love the AMs, but the past few seasons we've always seemed slower than a lot of the competition that's come through.
Oh, absolutely.
We've always just kind of like looked like the slower team.
Yeah.
As far as like the skating goes.
I don't think that's going to happen this year.
No, like I saw one of the drills they were working on, and I'm like, I think we're going to speed up a little this year.
Yeah.
Like he's really, really working on just their conditioning and their endurance level and everything.
Yep.
So. I was pretty happy to like kind of sit in on a couple practices and just kind of see the new drills that are being worked on. So
Seems to be a lot
I
of
like
energy.
him. And he's really friendly. Like he came up to me at one point. I was finishing up the ice, just kind of cleaning everything up, and he came up and said hi, introduced himself, and it was really cool. Like my boss, Frankie. He says that in like the 12, 13 years he's been at the rink, never have any of the coaches really come up and said, hey, thanks, you guys do great work kind of thing. Mike did that, and so is Kelly.
That's awesome.
So, it's really cool. It's cool to hear that like, they like to go around and acknowledge, the other people that work and putting on the show and everything, and let them know that, their work is appreciated. So
That's a good coach, not just a player, but a community coach.
Oh, yeah,
somebody
absolutely.
that realizes it takes a village to make it happen.
Yeah. The one thing I got to bring up though is his last name is Buchberger, right?
Yep.
Wasn't that the name of the dog they were trying to stud out to Stormy on Letterkenny? Was Kelly Buchberger?
Was it?
There's like 4. And I want to say...
we'll have to go back and watch that episode.
I gotta watch it next. That's like the second to last episode of season 2, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's the last episode of season 2 before the...
Well, it was a 2-parter, wasn't it?
No, it's before the St. Patrick's Day special, which is tacked on as the last episode of the season.
That's the episode where at the end he kind of has a little crush on the one dog's dog mom,
and then
he gets the phone call.
Up,
the ex shows up and he gets a phone call from what's her name? I'm pregnant or whatever. Yeah. We'll have to go. That's a good point. We'll have to go back and look at that.
I could be wrong.
That'd be cool.
But I want to say that Derry sits forward and goes, the dog's name is Kelly Buckburger. I'm almost positive.
We will have confirmation on that.
We'll research it. I had a weird thought. We should probably do a podcast, kind of Mystery Science Theater style. You know,
absolutely.
Just like camera in the back, mics with us. You can see the screen, and we're just making terrible comments on the show.
Can we Twitch stream that?
Oh,
I don't know if you can.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think you could show somebody else's.
We'll have to look at the
content.
legalities of all that too. So, but no.
That would be pretty rad, though.
We do need to do a NHL 19
Oh yes,
session.
we're going to. In fact, I've been so busy with this video work, but I'm picking it up hopefully today.
Dude,
maybe not. But
Kwame has been pimping that
I know.
game
I know.
so hard.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. He's been playing it all the players this year. Really excited about it.
I really like what I see with the outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks fun
And I
because you
guess-
could change your outfit. You could change your sweater. You could
Yeah.
change like your pants. Like the
Well, and that's your career mode
like
too,
a,
right?
Like a flannel jacket or something. Like it's
Speaking
so
of sweaters, dude, the retro Detroit.
yes.
Yeah, you're looking fly as fuck,
Yeah, I got
dude.
it.
Thank
Let's
you.
get a picture
Thank
of
you.
that. We're
Yeah.
gonna put that on the.
Did you see who's on the back? It's typically.
Hold on, we're gonna get a front and back.
Yeah, I saw the number though.
So you know who it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Turn. Let me. You keep talking. I'll get up and walk to you. You keep talking.
all right. I am actually wearing Todd Bertuzzi a jersey, and a lot of people kind of like, ooh, that's brave walking around with that, and I'm like,
Nah.
come on, man. So
Nah.
here's my thing on Big Bert. What he did was like you can't defend that.
No.
That was awful, obviously, against Steve Moore. That was not a good situation.
You and I have had this conversation.
Yeah, we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
and but he did everything he could to help assist Steve Moore and his family.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything he could to like make it right, even though it's hard to make a cheap shot like that right.
Yeah.
And he cleaned up his game a lot.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
was still the gritty, tough, like big guy on the ice, but he cleaned up his game. There was, I think, once he hit a guy on Chicago really weird. I think it might have even been. Oh my God, I can see his face. I can't. Sharp. I think he hit Sharp.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Sharp, and he hit him kind of funny. And during intermission, Todd went into the locker room, Chicago's locker room, and was like, "Hey man, are you okay? I'm really sorry. That's not me anymore. Like, I just want to make sure you're okay. Make sure that you know."
Well, dude, he had gotten to a level of viciousness.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. Like he completely turned it around.
Oh, yeah.
But you're 100% correct.
Yeah, it really did kind of taint his career forever. Because up until like even today, like I saw him and his nephew Tyler in a picture that the Red Wings posted, and somebody still commented on the Steve Moore incident.
Wow.
And it's just like,
Well, and geez, how long ago was that? That was
2006.
6 or 7. Yeah.
It was a while ago. 2005, something like that.
Yeah.
Back when Vancouver was still rocking the kind of like red and blue, black colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago, and he was suspended for I think for a year. He was supposed to be 2 years, but the lockout I guess counted.
Oh.
So yeah, that must have been 2003 when it happened.
Lockout was 0405, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that was 03 when it happened,
Okay.
because the next year was the lockout. And
Yeah,
then he
it
sat
wasn't.
out,
It was
so.
like, but
Or
yeah,
something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean, and yeah, it was super shitty. It really was. But like, and you know, I mean, wouldn't want anybody to ever have to be like the business end of that, but that's what happens, I guess. Sometimes emotions run high and rivalries get kind of heated, and that's how it goes. Because I think that sparked from like Marcus Naslund getting hit or something.
Yeah.
So
I saw a picture of him getting off a plane. Oh, he was with what's his name?
Naslund.
No, Bertuzzi. Recently, this past summer, he was on a trip with who's the dude on Spittin' Chicklets?
Not Biz Nasty.
Not Biz Nasty, the other guy that's also on NHL Network sometimes as a analyst. I forget what his name is, but they were both getting off a plane, and Bertuzzi's got a big old can of dip in his one hand, and then like his bag in the other, and everybody was commenting on him. Just legend, just going on some golfing trip to Scotland with this guy.
That's right. That's
Ryan
right.
Whitney. It's
Yep,
Ryan Whitney who he was with. So, no, yeah.
Now I've seen this guy in person.
Which one?
Todd Bertuzzi.
Yeah.
He is a monster.
Well, he seems like
Huge.
it. Yeah. But yeah, we forgive, never forget, but forgive.
Yeah.
But anyway, what else is going on? We just talked about the captaincy, Nolan Vulcan. Hockey, WHL action starts this Friday. His first games, and then AM's home opener Saturday. I think everybody's in action for that, and then it's go time, man.
I've been shopping around to find a NHL game to go to this year. I think my mom and I are going to meet up in Vancouver. I'm going to try to go to a Vegas game, but good Lord.
Yeah.
Like,
good luck.
Yeah, if it's not expensive, it's just hard to find two seats together. Like, there's a bunch of like one seat openings around, but like
that's how it always was.
I'm trying to meet up with other friends, and it's not looking good. But I mean, it's good though. It's good for Vegas that they're selling out seats and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see anything less for Seattle, but
that ain't gonna happen.
I think
they will sell out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, even today.
Buddy.
Yep. I just went on this morning to pick up one of their snapbacks. Everything is sold out on that site now.
Yeah. The Mets stuff sells quick, but.
I have a like a Heather Gray Mets hat, and it's. Whew.
I've got the hoodie, and I've got a couple of the beanies and stuff like that. But it's a hot ticket.
Speaking of Seattle, did you guys see that I think it's the Seattle Times that's putting on that team name logo vote?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys check that out at all?
I did, and I voted.
I wasn't originally fond of the Steelheads name, but seeing it with like the Viking helmet, like logo instead, I was like, oh, it's not. They're kind of going for like the double play on words, but like, I like that. I thought it was pretty cool. And I can't remember who they were pitted against, but I think I voted on the Steelheads one. I think that looked pretty cool.
I know the Buried Puck retweeted recently a guy that was doing some different designs for a couple of the names, and they all look rad, man. I think no matter what they land on, it's going to look pretty rad.
Do you have a horse in this race? One you're leaning towards? Would you?
I hated the Kraken until you showed me the design.
Oh man,
a while ago. I just want to stay away from Metropolitans and Totems, just because that's been done, and that's now a part of history. Let that be a part of history.
People are really pushing for the Totems, and it's driving me insane. Like, I don't.
I get it.
Don't do that.
I do get it because it does encompass Northwest really well.
Absolutely.
But find something new. Steelheads, I saw that one was pretty good. I still love the Sasquatch.
That's my vote.
Yeah, anything that's Sasquatch oriented, I'm good with. Because once again,
the Sonics get back.
So this brings me to a pretty good opportunity. I want to shamelessly plug one of my other podcasts that we're doing through the AU Radio Network. As you all know, we were recorded here in the AU Radio studios, illustrious as they are.
The waiter was very friendly.
Right?
He brought me the champagne. It was really nice.
There needs to be a lounge right out there. That's a perfect spot for a lounge.
It really is.
It needs to happen.
It really is. And
Did
I was thinking about putting
private
a bar.
Did I see a futon over there?
Yeah, that's the Nap Nook.
And I'm not playing.
I'm not kidding.
I'm being serious about a lounge out there. Yeah. It needs to happen.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Sponsored by Barry Puck Threads.
Last year, that's where we had the summoning circle.
So it needs to be cleansed.
Super creepy. But anyway, we record up here in a haunted dungeon that is dingy and terrifying, and the lights flicker, and it's pretty amazing. Which leads me to, we were talking about the Sasquatch being my vote for the team, and it's because I have an undying love for all things X-Files. I love the paranormal. I love cryptozoology, and even though I look at everything with a very skeptical eye, it's still fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Absolutely.
And so we've got a new podcast called The Underground Files that you can find on the AU Radio Network if you just look up AU Radio Podcasts. But we talk about conspiracy theory. We do a conspiracy theory every episode that we either see if it has any validity or just laugh at the absolute sheer ridiculousness of it. We talk about stuff in the paranormal news, very coast to coast AM-ish. And then, we have a lot of fun and poke a lot of jokes. We also have the reptilian of the episode. That we pick one person that's obviously a reptilian. The first one was Mark Zuckerberg. But we're having a lot of fun with it. It's about 20 minutes if you got to drive and you're you come to the end of Barry Puck Threads, Cascadia Hockey. Maybe it's time to bring up another podcast and listen to some silliness. First conspiracy theory that we tackled was Finland does not exist. This is a real conspiracy theory. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? This is the dumbest thing. It's the absurdest. Next to flat earthers, it's the dumbest conspiracy I've ever heard. But it was so funny to talk about. So
that's awesome.
Check it out.
Awesome. I like it. And one day in the not too distant future, there are plans to get this all centralized, right? In one place where we've got a network that you can just go to the network hub and find anything you want to listen to.
Yep. It'll be the AU Radio Network, which is, it's kind of being built on one channel and then our stuff.
Yeah.
Being hosted by Barry Puck, and then everything else is hosted on the AU Radio Network. But in the eventuality, you'll be able to go to advunderground.com.
Cool.
And that's the store's website. Yeah. And you can, there'll be a podcast network page.
Awesome.
You can click and find all the shows.
And if you're local to the Tri-Cities area, come into Adventures. I'm sure most people that listen have been here before, but if you haven't, come check it out, man.
This is an oasis out here.
I
am here
really
all the time.
Yeah, you are.
I really am.
Well, and that's how we got going with all this is, bonding over D&D and, so 1391 George Washington Way, if you want to come out to Adventures Underground. I really appreciate it. Come say hi.
Yeah, for sure. There's stuff for everyone here. It's a really cool place.
Absolutely. It's totally, it's another side of community for us.
Absolutely. And there's a great cafe. There's a great music store downstairs. We hear a lot of talk about, D&D and comic books and all that stuff. If that's not your thing, it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of other stuff. Books, there's actual hockey figurines, old McFarlane stuff in there, but the music store is great. The cafe is great, good products. Go in there and grab a beer, grab a coffee, whatever.
Yeah, cheapest beer in the Uptown.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's like $2.50 for the Amber right now, or
that's saying a lot considering the Uptown is full of dive bars where the alcohol is pretty cheap. So
and thanks to Aaron, he's provided me with a list of some hockey books that we're going to get in. You were talking about, you're like, hey, if I give you a list. So we're going to beef up the hockey section just because that's what we do.
That's selfish for me because I want those books. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm ordering 2 of each.
Oh, cool.
So I have them on the shelf too.
And there you go. And I mean, you guys, there's already a sports section down there, but we'll grow it. It's once again, it's trying to not mend because there's nothing really broken with this, but get the community together across the board, and really push that. And going back to what I was talking to before, we've talked, and this is going to happen, doing tailgating and stuff like that at the AMS games in the parking lot. And what part of what we want to do there, especially focus on the U.S. division teams coming through, invite the fans from the other side of the mountains to come over.
Come get a burger, man. Come get a dog.
Come hang out with us, play some cornhole, do some sauce kit stuff out there, and just hang out and just grow the game even more. So no matter where you go, there's hockey fans there, and there's people that you can relate with and be with. Speaking of the hockey community, one thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Did either one of you guys get to watch the Humboldt home opener this week?
I watched highlights.
I did too. I didn't get to watch the game itself. But
I sat down. I didn't want to because I felt like it was going to be really uncomfortable. But I sat down and I watched it, and we've got to never, ever, ever forget what happened to that team. But it was really cool. They only had 2 players that came back from last season. Only 2 that were physically able to take the ice that night. And now some of the other guys, like I just saw Xavier LaBelle, was just hired by, I believe, Saskatoon to be a player development coach, which I think is cool. He was one of them from last year. There's still 2 guys that are in the hospital with brain injuries. One of them, the parents released a statement a week or 2 ago saying, our son knows he was in a bus crash. That's all he knows. He doesn't know the severity of what happened. 5 months later, he still doesn't know that 16 people died on that bus. So there's still a lot going on with that. I got a little misty at the end. It was kind of cool the way they did it. The opening, they played Nipawin. Had to throw that in there. They played Nipawin, and that was the team they were on the way to play last year when the bus crashed. Played the game really good. I think they lost. I think it was 2-1. Nipawin's goalie is actually a former Spokane Chiefs / Kootenai Ice goalie.
Really?
Hobbs, I believe was his name. Declan Hobbs. He did phenomenal.
If my last name was Hobbs, I'd name my kid Calvin.
Yep. No, but it was cool because they saved the the banners. They did banners for all 29 people that were on that bus.
Awesome.
Retired every one of the numbers
That's awesome.
of the players, except for the guys that are still playing. It was funny though because as the game started, my daughter actually watched it with me. And they were doing the starting lineup, and she's like, "Dad, why are the numbers starting with like 35? Why is that their lowest number?" And I said, well, because they're retiring all the other numbers.
That's awesome.
The two guys that returned from last year got to keep their numbers, but as soon as their careers are over, their numbers are retired and all that stuff too. But they did it after the game, which I thought was good, because if you do that before the game, the emotions involved with that, you wouldn't have been able to play hockey at that point. But Nipawin, their players all came back out on the bench for the ceremony, which I thought was real classy. It was a really good time to remind you. But the other thing too, April, May, June, July, August. That was only 5 months ago, and it feels like it was a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
You know,
it was at the end of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, it was April 7th.
I was in Calgary when that happened.
Yeah, because it happened that Friday night, and then you went to the game on Saturday.
And they did the thing around the center of the ice where they interlaced the players between each team, and it was heavy. It was pretty rough.
But I'm saying only 5 months ago, and it seems like forever ago that happened.
Yeah.
So really cool to see that, and TSN actually aired it, so then the NHL Network had it on, which was
cool.
really cool. Yeah, the families asked them to do that. But that was cool. There was something else too that I saw this week I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember at the moment.
I was looking into.
We don't do any show notes.
Well, we do, just we didn't.
Not this time.
I was looking into a Humboldt jersey.
I was too.
I think I'm gonna get one.
Maybe
they're only like $80, $90.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Yeah,
that wouldn't be bad.
no.
I've seen people with them too.
Yep.
I've seen people wearing them.
Drake had one, so after the bus crash, like a couple days
Yeah,
later, he
yeah, he
wore
was
one
rocking one.
courtside at a Raptors game, which
That's
I
right,
thought was
yep.
awesome.
Yep.
You know,
So
I still giggle every time I hear Nipawin
Nipawin.
because it sounds like nipple win.
Nipawin and Flin Flon, two teams in the
Flin Flon.
the Flin Flon Bombers, which there used to
That
be a
sounds like a made up town.
WHL. You know, prove it. So
Flon.
Brandon, Manitoba is a 20-hour bus ride from here for the team.
Yeah.
Nipawin. I'm just got nipple
wind
win on the mind. Flin Flon is like another 6 hours north of Brandon. So can you imagine? There used to be a WHL team in Flin Flon. It'd be like a 24-hour bus ride
Oh my god.
to go to Flin Flon.
Well, dude,
Flin Flon.
which is funny because that goes back to the Canada or hockey people's history.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole reason, well, not the whole reason, but a very large impetus behind the Trans-Canadian Railway being built was to get teams from Vancouver to Quebec and be able to play.
You know, they say with the CHL, which encompasses the WHL, the OHL, and the Q, because there's a lot of letters in there.
QJHXR.
QPST. But anyway, those three leagues, they say of those three, the WHL is the toughest and gets the kids more NHL ready because of the travel schedule.
Oh,
like the
I get
OHL, you're a lot closer together. The Ontario League, the Q League, you're a lot closer together. If you think about it, the WHL goes from Manitoba all the way to the West Coast.
Yep.
22 teams, and the U.S. teams are fortunate because all five of us are, well, four of us are in Washington, and the other one's in Portland, so that's not very much travel.
Who's the most recent team to join the Dub?
Ooh, Victoria, I believe.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Victoria, I think, is the newest one. It's been pretty stable for a while. There was teams moving around every year. Chilliwack had one there for a while.
They had 3 years?
I have.
Yeah, it was only a couple years it lasted.
So I have a full set of pucks from the 87-88 season.
I remember you saying about that. For every team. How many teams were there then? 16, I believe?
16.
Yeah.
And I have a full set of pucks, and
That's awesome.
I don't know, a third of them don't exist now.
Yeah.
I have a Chilliwack inaugural game puck.
Nice.
The Bruins?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
And now you have the Chilliwack Chiefs now, which are part of the BCHL. The British
Yes.
Columbia.
Yep.
The
Hey,
junior A team.
Real quick, when are we going to go check out Wenatchee?
I'm going to Wenatchee on December 14th for my anniversary. Yeah, thanks, baby. But we'll go up there soon. All of us.
I want to go check that
Yeah,
out.
Wenatchee Wild, we're coming for you.
Field trip.
I see that you've been interacting with us on social media, so we're gonna hit you up here soon for some favors.
Are we gonna take some Berry Puck swag?
I would love to do that. So,
Cool.
but yeah, that and what else were we gonna say? We're getting close to our time here. You said you had a few things you wanted to talk about. Did we cover everything? Don't shy away now.
There's a lot of captaincies that still need to be passed out in the NHL.
Yeah.
Particularly, of course, I'm still thinking about my teams.
Yeah.
Me being the selfish prick I am, Detroit and Vegas both still need a captain.
Well, and we just saw, we didn't talk about that. You talked about Zetterberg, taking at least a year off. Zetterberg's now
He's done. Degenerative back disease or something.
Doctor told him his back will never get better.
Yeah. So that's very unfortunate, but and it's for me it really feels like the end of an era for Detroit.
No,
It really is the end of an era for Detroit.
Yeah.
100%.
Because
Seventh round draft pick that went on, or fifth round. What was he, seventh or fifth?
I believe he was 7th.
It could have been that late, but went on to be one of the best Red Wings.
I have another Red Wings thing to talk about here in just a moment. But
Okay.
so I don't know who the Wings would vote. Someone mentioned, and I think this might actually happen, Dylan Larkin. Because
he's kind of that transitional player.
Yeah.
He was there with the old guard. Now he's, still young enough.
I don't disagree with that at all.
people have mentioned like Cronwall, but his contract ends next year. He's probably done.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing Dylan Larkin with a C. But that's the thing in the NHL now is they're giving the C to a lot of younger players.
Yeah. So what do you think about Vegas though? Now that Pac-Man has showed up,
I don't think they're going to give him captain.
I don't think they will either. But
I still would love and kind of expect England,
yeah,
Derek England, to be captain, even though like he's not your typical top end player on the team.
Yeah,
like his community level and his just presence in Vegas has been really, really big for the city. You know, because like he was the one who addressed the city after their first game.
Yep.
And he's always he's the one that took the trophy. I forget what the Western Conference one is called, but he's the one that grabbed
it. Is that the Prince of Wales? Or is that the East Conference? I forget.
I think that's the East.
Yeah.
I forget.
I don't know.
Anyway.
There's a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I can't keep up with all the names. I really can't.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they named them after people for, their respective kind of skill sets. But here's the other Detroit thing I was thinking about was Steve Yzerman stepped down as the Tampa Bay GM.
Yes, he did.
Oh, man.
And he said that he wants to go back to Detroit to spend time with his family, but he will remain in the hockey world. Now, people in Seattle are speculating Yzerman going to Seattle. I 100% believe that's not going to happen.
Well, back up one step, though. Yzerman is still on even though he wants to go to Detroit with family stuff, he's still on the payroll of the Tampa Bay Lightning
as
a consultant.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
How bad do they need... that.
Right.
He'll probably just kind of like consult the guy on his way out the door.
Okay.
He's got a phone.
I want to weigh in on this real quick.
got a phone.
And this is just 100% opinion and speculation.
It's all speculation.
I am a Detroit fan. I would give anything to see him back in some sort of fashion with the team. Mm-hmm. That'd be amazing.
It always seemed weird to see him with a Lightning logo behind him at the press conferences.
I know.
Even as somebody
It felt dirty.
Well, it did.
Yeah, it was
it
was off. Even as somebody who didn't really grow up as a Detroit fan per se, you knew Yzerman was Detroit. And so anytime he's giving a press conference with the Bolt behind him, you're like, I just don't feel
It doesn't. But if we could get him in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh, my God, dude. Like,
we'd want that.
Yeah.
But to see him back in Detroit as well would feel right.
Do you really think Ken Holland is going to stick around much longer?
No. No, I don't.
I think what I'm seeing and my speculation is he's going to hang out in Detroit, hang out in Ken's office.
Yeah.
And slowly just kind of take the reins.
You mean slowly start gripping his hands around his neck until Holland's gone?
Let me help you.
I think a python, every time you breathe out, they just squeeze a little bit harder.
Granted, Detroit had a really good draft season.
Yeah. Last couple of years.
Yeah. Hot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Ken Holland's going to stick around much longer.
No.
Because he is typically the guy who likes to push the veterans. He likes using older players.
He's part of the old guard.
He is. He's the one that brought in like the Russian Five.
Yep.
Him and Illich. They both.
Which, dude,
He was revolutionary.
He was.
that has been
yeah.
But not anymore.
been a second.
Yeah, that's
Like
early 90s.
Yeah.
That's been like 28 years. Hasn't he's been with the team for 28 years? I
I
believe,
think he's
since
the one who
1990.
drafted Iserman.
Yes.
Like, and that was Ken Holland's first move, I think.
The student becomes
Was it?
the teacher.
I can't remember.
Dude, that would be dope.
Yeah, I think
Kind of very Yoda, Obi-Wan vibe going down. Everything comes back to Star Wars. with me.
Iserman will be. Yeah, I think he'll be taking over for Ken Holland in Detroit.
I want to
Not
ask.
this year, but next year.
Let's hope.
So, what do you think, real quick, talking about captaincies? There's a lot of controversy in Toronto right now that Austin Matthews will not be wearing any letter this year, including the A. They named their A's, and Austin Matthews wasn't on that list. It was Tavares, Marner. No, I could see his face. Tavares. Who's another one of the veterans? Kadri, I think.
I mean, if he
I
doesn't,
forget, but no captain. They said they're not going to name a captain in Toronto.
Yeah,
And they
I
gave
didn't know
out
that.
3 A's.
Yep.
Matthews was not one of them. So the question is, why don't you just do a 4th A and put it on Matthews? Why wouldn't you? That's
it's kind of a
the
weird,
future of
yeah.
your team.
Yeah, it's weird. I hate not seeing a captain for a team. Like
Yeah.
It
it's
feels
weird.
weird.
It's really weird, and it makes me think like, okay, I understand Vegas's situation, but I still like.
Oh, and even there, they've said they're not in a hurry to name a captain.
Yeah,
I saw
Yeah.
McPhee say that not too long ago.
I've even heard someone mention Fleury, like doing the Luongo thing, but I'm not a huge fan of that. As much as I love seeing like goalies in the captain role, like it's just I was a captain in Germany, and I couldn't like leave my net to go dispute a call.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
yell at me.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy. Like,
I don't think a goalie should be a captain. Not saying that
No,
a
no,
goalie
you're
can't
absolutely
be
right.
a captain.
Yeah.
Sometimes the leader on the ice, but because of the responsibility of the position,
Yeah.
I think it's unfair to make a goalie a
There's
captain.
a lot the goalie is left out on during a game.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have no idea what's going on past like the face-off dot.
Right.
The one in front of me. You know,
Right.
like I just.
Other end of the ice, you're skating around drinking water,
Yep.
waiting for play to resume.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, with Toronto, I don't know. That's
Whoa, what's going on over there? You're getting mad at that piece of paper.
Yeah.
What did that piece of paper do? Did you get paper cut?
No, it's invaded. Wow, we really derailed for that paper.
we're interested now.
Yeah, well, fuck it.
Tell us, Corey. Tell us.
And now
It was
the
just a scrap
stories
of
the
paper that's been sitting in front of me for like 2 months, and I finally got tired of it being there
Do you remember that time
when I was in the Beatles.
when the paper? No, I was thinking of the Nacho Libre after the match. Do you remember that time when the crowd was screaming my name? Yeah, like 5 minutes ago. That really off the rails. Jack Black has said he wants to do Nacho Libre too.
That excites me.
I'd
Yes.
watch the hell out of that.
And-
What did I to go to my room for?
As we wrap
Oops.
up here, couple things. First off, this is the start of going weekly.
Oh yeah.
So I'm putting you guys on the spot with that because we
Yep,
talked
I'm
about
in.
that last time. So we're going to be doing a weekly podcast now because fuck it, it's hockey season, dude. There's going to be plenty to talk about. And second off, we're like a week and a half away from October, which means scary movie month,
Yeah.
which means Halloween, which means
We
fall.
never, which is funny because we actually started this recording with like, hey, let's record because we're talking about Castle Rock.
Right.
And then we just didn't even get to it.
That's true. We never even talked about Castle Rock. If you haven't watched Castle Rock, it's great. But I'm excited. Scary movie month.
It's awesome.
I love it. My kids love it.
I don't feel guilty about listening to the Misfits or Danzig at this point of the year. Or
No.
Typo Negative.
Oh,
No.
no. Oh, no.
Like,
No.
like if I listen to like Typo Negative in the spring, I'm like, nah.
I actually, it's so funny because I literally made a playlist last night that was Typo Negative, Danzig, and the Misfits.
Yeah. That is my fall season playlist. Is those 3 groups.
See, you add Rob Zombie to that,
Oh,
and that's my jam. Oh, and I'm a big Ghost fan.
I'm sure you guys would know, but you know what the song Dragula is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
he does.
Go ahead.
Okay. You ever seen The Munsters?
Yes.
It's named after their dragster.
The car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's why the video's got the car in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw him in 99, 98. No, 99. April of 99. On the Hellbilly Deluxe tour. And actually had like a propelled version of the car that like shot out from the side of the stage.
That's awesome.
When he rode in it, like he got in it as he's singing the song. He's gone from the stage and it's ripped through the ditches and smashed the witches, and it shoots up onto the stage, and he's sitting there, the big robots in the back of it. And he said, my favorite thing I've ever heard uttered at a concert ever. He was preparing the intro for Super Beast. And he goes, people always come up to me and they're like, Robbie, Robbie, Robbie. And I'm like, who the fuck calls this guy Robbie?
For real.
He's like, people always come up to me and they're like, Robbie, Robbie, Robbie. What do you do in your spare time? He goes, well, I do the same thing you do. I build fucking robots. He's like, I take apart my microwave and my TV and I build myself my own little fucking R2-D2. I'd like to introduce you all to my newest creation, the Super Beast.
Oh, that's so good.
And it was funny because he opened for Korn, and Korn was my favorite band in the world at the time, and he blew them out of the water. To this day, Zombie's my favorite live act I've ever seen. I've seen him 13 times.
I've heard he's done that on most of the stuff when he was an opener instead of the headliner.
Yeah, I go see bands a lot, but I don't. I'm not a big live album guy. I own every live album he's done. I own his Zombie Horror Picture Show Blu-ray of his concert tours. The addition of John 5 to his band really completed him, in my opinion. And I realize I'm getting really preachy about Rob Zombie because I love him.
I loved his remake of Halloween a couple years ago. I thought it was really good. I thought that was one of the few that actually did really good.
If you have Shudder at all, which is the horror subscription service, they've got 31, which was the last movie he did.
That was the one with the clowns, and that about the time that all the clowns started showing up in local communities and all that.
That movie is so fucking good.
Is it?
So, Lords of Salem, which I wanted to be amazing, wasn't.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It's not the most horrible thing I've seen, but you're right. At the end, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. And I went and saw House of a Thousand Corpses. Okay. Yeah, I'm going back. Zombie, I'm such a fanboy. Zombie's first movie he was supposed to direct was the second Crow film. And a lot of people don't know that. He was actually in works to develop one of the other comic book storylines, which was about a Native American woman who worked for the FBI, and she gets killed investigating some stuff on a reservation. And she comes back and basically takes out this underground drug ring. And Zombie was working on that, and they decided to go with the script they did for City of Angels.
Okay.
And so then they moved on to him doing House of a Thousand Corpses. And I followed that movie, every scrap of information, and this was pre-super internet days.
Yeah.
Like every interview, article, whatever I could find.
You were buying a lot of magazines at the newsstand.
Oh, God, so many. And the week that it opened, it did not open here. The closest place I could get tickets to go see that movie on opening night was in Seattle.
Wow, it wasn't even Spokane?
Yeah, and so I went to Seattle to watch House of a Thousand Corpses.
Spokane's kind of a horror picture in its own way.
Right? But we get there.
Didn't they do a whole zombie series up in Spokane not too long ago?
Yeah. And so we
I think
get
it was a
up
documentary.
there. This is so funny, dude. I get there, and it's me and my buddy that went. My ex-wife, who had gone independently from me,
but she was
the
there
same
as well.
showing with her little brother.
Independently,
Right. And this Hispanic family with like a baby.
Because that's what you do. You just take babies to horror pictures.
It was like a baby, or it was a baby?
There was 5 of them. And one of them was a baby, and I think the oldest one was 5. And I was like, and when a movie opens with Captain Spaulding executing a guy,
oh my God,
and saying the best line ever uttered in any movie, motherfucker got blood on my favorite clown shoes. And I was like, you brought your kids to this. And then we get to watch Rainn Wilson get turned into a mermaid, and Chris Hardwick gets fucking killed in that movie.
Yep.
That movie's something else if you go back and watch it now, because most everybody who's in it has done other stuff, like really gone on to do other stuff.
But at that point, they were like pretty much no names.
Yeah. So that's anyway. I totally derailed.
I'm just starting to watch The Office for the first time, and I can't imagine Rainn Wilson in anything else. Like,
Oh my god! Dude.
What was that movie he was in where he was like the old rock drummer?
The rocker.
Yeah, and it was like his nephews or something.
Yep.
We're trying to get a band going, and he brought the '80s rock back.
Yep.
That was a good one.
That was a good movie. I really enjoy him. Have you ever seen Super?
Which one's
I
Super?
haven't.
He plays a like low rent superhero. Like
I don't think I have.
like a vigilante superhero.
Okay.
And he ends up getting raped by Juno.
Okay. Okay.
It's Ellen
All I
Page,
can think of
it's
is
a weird movie, man. Woody Harrelson's in it. It's a weird movie. It's,
I feel like maybe I
I-
have seen that one.
I'm
I keep
looking-
thinking of Kick-Ass.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at pictures of him on Google, and I can't.
You can't
the
see him
stuff-
as anything else but Dwight.
like anything where he's not wearing his glasses and his weird part. Like I just can't accept.
how far into The Office are you?
Toward the end of season 5,
Oh, perfect.
so
Yeah, you're getting there.
yeah, I'm almost done. I usually like binge like 2 to 10 episodes a night.
So Michael Scott hasn't died yet? You haven't seen that one?
No,
I'm just playing Michael
So
Scott.
with-
I was gonna
With-
say like I know he leaves.
What?
I know he does leave.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you know
Like, there's some stuff I do know.
When they
like,
go through like they went through a really weird transition period where they
where
were
like Will Ferrell came in.
Will
and all
Ferrell,
that, yeah.
and then James
Spader.
Spader.
Oh my God, James Spader's scary no matter what.
His character on that show is my favorite part of the entire series.
who is that?
James Spader.
He's the guy from Blacklist. He was in Stargate.
What's the
2
voice?
Days in the Valley.
He did
Ultron?
Ultron. Yep. He was
He's the voice of Ultron.
Wasn't he Jacob's Ladder back in the day?
Yep.
Was that Spader?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's been around for a while.
I recognize him. Yeah.
He's weird.
He's in a movie with the Secretary.
Like this
with
picture does
Maggie
not
Gyllenhaal.
settle with. me
Oh
very
yeah.
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 Like this one just gives me creepy vibes.
So that's what he does. That
Awesome.
he gives creepy vibes. That's what that dude
the
does.
Secretary. That was interesting.
It's a great movie.
That was interesting.
Maggie Gyllenhaal at her finest.
Yeah. So, it's shit's getting real.
Yeah, it is.
Here we are.
We totally derailed at the end of this
did.
episode.
If you stuck with it, were you about ready to close up?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I
Go
want to
ahead.
say something. I'm going to tease this, and you'll see more soon. We talked earlier about the shirts and all that. Here's what people really want to hear. Buried Puck Threads will be doing a contest starting probably within about a week or so, giving away a free copy of NHL 19. Ooh. Stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say.
Are we eligible?
No.
I know, right?
No.
I kind of figured.
And if you're out and about, Tri-Cities Games, come and find us. We'll be wearing the Buried Puck shirts. Although I saw
absolutely.
Donnie rocking
Donnie was
his the other
rocking
night.
his.
It's funny, he bought it and he sent me a little message. He's like, just give it to Corey. I'm like, dude, I might not see Corey for like a week. He's like, all right, cool, mail it to me then.
Yeah.
And I saw him at the game the other night rocking
Did you
it,
see?
so-
Did you see? He put the sticker on the back of his car.
No.
So he put the Buried Puck sticker on the back of his
Nice.
car, and it's the first sticker he put on the back of the car.
Okay,
So that's the only thing in his window is a Buried Puck Threads.
Let's get Donnie on the show and talk to him because honestly, I forgot that him and Amanda
Yeah.
are big hockey fans.
Which did you
so-
see? Did you see the jersey Pants was wearing? His wife, Donnie's wife Amanda. We call her Pants.
I caught it from the corner of my eye, and at first I thought it was a Humboldt jersey because
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like the white, with
Yep.
kind of those colors on it. What was it?
It's a Robotech jersey.
Nice.
from geeky jerseys. It's
I love those. They're so much fun.
right. It's Roy Focker's Valkyrie.
Nice.
And it says, I believe it says Fokker across the back of
That's
it, but it's got the skull and crossbones from his cockpit on the
Nice.
front of it, and it's a really dope jersey.
I like it.
Yeah,
So come find us at the arena. We're going to be traveling around to different arenas this year. You might be ready for us. You might not. We're kind of we can be a little intimidating, just so you know. Anyway.
it's obnoxious is the word. you're looking for.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Intimidating. Who are we kidding? We're obnoxious.
Unsober.
Also a possibility.
Yes.
Also
Man,
a possibility.
I think we need to go around
to-
to the whole U.S. division this year and just do a rating of who's got the best selection of beers. We could just do a whole
Get behind this
series
so
on that.
much.
Who's got the best selection of beers?
I'm in, dude.
Yeah.
I'm totally in.
So
We're gonna
you
go
have something real
ahead.
quick,
Did you
or-
have something else?
Not
that- I
really.
didn't wanna
I was
run
just going
over
to do
anybody.
kind of like a re-shout out to Iron Horse Brewery for
yeah.
being the supportive on the road.
And they're not
tournament
paying us
team.
anything for this, but I
Nope.
do have to say they have an incredible selection of beer.
Send it.
Which of course we would.
If you want, we
gladly
will gladly take some of that.
accept.
And
any
we will
sort of
show the
donation.
effects and how much we love that beer during our recordings here, even though they are at 9 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I would.
It's
Yeah.
5 o'clock somewhere.
I was watching Anthony Bourdain last night where he was in Cologne and drinking Kolsch at 9
Yeah.
a.m. So
Oh yeah.
Dude, so now I got it.
we never did talk about it.
Did you see the promo for the last season of Parts Unknown?
I did.
Where the God, I can't remember the comedian's name, but he went to Nairobi with him,
Okay.
and he was talking about his presence and being there, and
Okay.
how the experience changed his life.
Yeah.
And I'm a really big Bourdain fan.
Oh,
You
I
know
am
that.
too. Yeah, I know.
And dude, just I'm not crying. You're crying. I was fucking bawling like a little girl.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, even my wife and I watching it last night, she looked at me, she said, why? And it's like, you just, we're all facing our demons, we're all facing whatever. And, you see somebody and it looks like they got all their shit together.
Yeah. If you and this is just a shout out, honestly, if you know of anybody that's going through anything, if you've got a coworker, a friend, an acquaintance who's suddenly acting weird,
Yes.
take a second, reach out. They might be Scott Bakula from the future trying to fix the past.
Way too much of that going on lately.
I realize I took a left turn with that. Not everybody was prepared for it, but in all seriousness, suicide prevention is a big thing. I have lost a lot of close people. We've lost a lot of influences.
Yeah.
And it touches everybody's lives, and it doesn't kill the pain. It just gives it to somebody else.
That's the hardest part about it, man.
So let's band together and get folks some help, because you deserve to be here.
Yep.
All of you. We here ending on a super down note.
Yeah, hey.
We love you.
I mean, I could change that. This is Eric Carlson in a Sharks jersey.
Oh, man.
No, I'm back to depressed
I
again.
just saw that. yeah, I know, right?
Real quick.
That's not Vegas.
How do you guys have the Sharks doing this year?
Deep playoff run.
Deep playoff run.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Then we're all on the same page.
Yeah. With that guy, I mean,
That was huge.
yeah,
Which,
that's big.
My homie Jeremy down in that neck of woods, Miller, dude, if you can hear me, fuck San Jose. But they're going to kick ass.
I still got a hotel.
Absolutely.
I have a hotel for the All-Star game now. I just got to find tickets to the game. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and wrap it, because we've been rambling a bit here at the
Yes.
end. This has been Buried Puck Threads presents Cascadia Hockey, brought to you, recorded by the AU Radio Studios. My name is Corey Gaston. With me, heading out tonight to
tonight. What's tonight?
No, you're listening to it on Saturday. We're heading to a hockey game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I fucked up the end of this.
Yeah, it's
Something
okay.
fierce. I love you guys.
Ferda.
That Ferda. You guys have a great one. Thanks for listening.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.